Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
Good morning, friends. Greetings. And welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 28 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you. We welcome your calls. 844-236-6010 is our number. 844-236-6010. If you have questions about prescription drugs, you want to get off your meds or help a loved one get off their meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you. 844-236-6010 is our number. Likewise, if you have a success story or if you just want to contribute to the conversation, 844-236-6010 is our number today and every day on The Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear recommended or advertised on the program, you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. You can also head over to my website, brightsideben.com. You can purchase any of the longevity products right off the website. You can also go to my blog, pharmacistben.com, which we update regularly with news stories as well as blog posts. And then you can also go to criticalhealthnews.com and order products right off the web, or you can join the Brightside Ben team by clicking on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com or pharmacistben.com or criticalhealthnews.com. You can also call the phone team at 866-735-2470, and they can give you the full scoop. Okay, we are talking nitrates. Going to finish up today. I think we've been talking about them for a couple weeks now. We've been talking about nitrates and nitrites as nutrients, which is a somewhat unconventional view of these high-energy, explosive substances that most people recognize pretty much only as a potential carcinogen or cancer-causing substance. As it turns out, there's lots of health benefits associated with nitrates and nitrite ingestion. They're found everywhere in the body. They're found everywhere in nature. They're especially found in veggies. And like most, or many anyway, nitrogen compounds, they are explosive. Nitrogen by itself doesn't do anything. Our atmosphere is made up of about 80% or so nitrogen, and obviously it's not explosive, but when nitrogen is manipulated by bacteria or by other forces, lightning is one of the major forces that manipulates nitrogen. When nitrogen is tweaked around chemically, either by lightning or by bacteria or by heat in general, and combined with other elements, especially oxygen, you get, and also sugars and fatty substances, you get explosive stuff, nitroglycerin, TNT, gunpowder, saltpeter. You get fertilizer, all kinds of explosive stuff, all kinds of high-energy stuff comes from the reaction of inert nitrogen, or the chemistry, the chemical reactions associated with inert nitrogen and bacteria and lightning and heat, etc. In the world of chemistry and the world of nutrition, one of the key concepts is power, or explosive power, or high energy, has this Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of dual nature. With high energy compounds, be they sugars or fats, we'll be talking about the problems associated with fats here in a little bit. Whenever you have a high energy compound in nature, whether it's a high energy vitamin or nitrates or sugars or oils or fats. There's a good side, which is represented by all of the energy that can be used by the body to get work done. And then there's a dark side, which can cause problems. High energy compounds have a dark side. They can react with things. In the nitrate and nitrite world, these high energy compounds can be used as raw materials for improving heart health and circulatory health and high blood pressure, for muscle building, for immunity, for brain function, for ergogenics, that is performance enhancing. And there's a dark side, and that's represented by the tendency of nitrates to form cancer-causing compounds, especially when they are subjected to high heat, as in frying or as in grilling. This is the big problem associated with bacon and processed meats, which are loaded with nitrates and nitrites artificially put into the meats to act as a preservative. The nitrates and nitrites that are found in meat products have been added as preservatives. And then when you grill and when you fry and you subject these meats to high heat, the nitrates can get converted into cancer-causing compounds, especially in the body. This is where all the bad press associated with nitrates and nitrates comes from. If you want to take advantage of the power of nitrates for your heart, if you have high blood pressure, if you're post-surgery, if you're an athlete, think vegetables, especially think vegetable juice. Vegetable juice is like a nitrate tonic. And this is one of the most important benefits and probably the source of the uncontested and well-recognized power of veggies to improve almost every single marker of health and wellness. We all know that veggies are really important, and certainly veggies have vitamins and they have minerals depending on the soil they were grown on. Of course, they have vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients, and they're all important, but the nitrates are really, really important, and there's a lot of nutritionists who feel like the benefits associated with eating vegetables may be related to the nitrates, the nitrate content, the nitrate and nitrite content. And you want to make sure your veggies are whole. In addition to using vegetable juices, you want to make sure that you're getting everything in the vegetable. We talked yesterday about using a Vitamix or using a high-powered blender that keeps the fiber or the pulp. The pulp has got super valuable nutrition in it. You don't want to throw your pulp out. If you grind the pulp up, you'll actually get extra nutrition. Even if you don't grind the pulp up, you'll still get the fiber value. When you juice a veggie, the cells are crushed, and the nitrates are going to be more readily accessible to the body. This is the advantage of juicing. You always want to make sure your juices are fresh. As soon as you make a juice out of a vegetable, you break it up, and for a few moments or seconds or maybe a minute or two, the nutrients are going to be very easy or much easy for the body to access. But after a few minutes, all that electrical energy and all that nutritional value in the juice is going to begin to dissipate. If you've ever made a juice and let it sit on the counter, a fresh veggie juice, and you let it sit on the counter, you'll notice that it kind of separates into two sections, a watery section on the top and a solid section on the bottom. That's your evidence that you're losing electrical energy. You're losing electrical value from the juice. As the electrical energy dissipates into the air, all the forces that hold the juice together and hold the vegetable together, they dissipate as well. And as that juice is sitting on your counter, you can almost observe visually how the energy is dissipating into the environment by how much and how fast the juice is separating. So you want to make sure that you're using your juice as fresh as possible, ideally right away, like within seconds. And you're not only going to get the value of the vitamins and not only get the value of the minerals, but you're also going to get the value of the nitrates, which will be much more easy for the body to access. The nitrate content of veggies is one reason why vegetarians don't necessarily have to suffer from weakness and frailty. A lot of times, people who are vegetarians have a reputation, and sometimes well-deserved reputation, for being weak or being frail or being skinny, not having a lot of muscle mass, not having a lot of bone mass. Well, if you're a vegetarian and you want to avoid frailty, make sure you're getting lots of nitrogen. Make sure you're getting lots of plant nitrates and nitrites. Make sure you're getting lots of veggies. Make sure you're getting lots of nitrate-rich veggies, especially spinach, lettuce, arugula, beet juice, green leafy vegetables. This is one reason why you want to make sure that when you're eating these vegetables that you're using a little tiny bit of heat. A little bit of heat will release the nitrates. Not a lot of heat, but a little bit of heat will release the nitrates and the nitrites. Even leaving your vegetables out in the sun, even after your vegetables are picked and if they're left out in the sun in the field, the nitrate content will get bumped up. So a little tiny bit of heat can bump up your nitrate content. And there's also one other trick you can do to increase the nitrate value of your vegetables and make them more accessible to your body. We'll tell you what that is when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back right after this.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on healthcare by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about healthcare. Visit criticalhealthnews.com and listen to Dr. Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join our Critical Health News team. Go to criticalhealthnews.com. That's criticalhealthnews.com.
Hi, this is Steve Spillum for Midas Resources. In 1971, President Nixon took the United States off the gold standard and put us into a fiat currency. This allowed Congress and the Federal Reserve to create trillions of dollars out of thin air. The national debt has risen to incredible heights, and your hard-earned dollars by a small fraction of what they once did. The average life expectancy for a fiat currency is 27 years. The dollar is failing and on borrowed time. When currencies fall, people turn to gold and silver because gold and silver have been real money for more than 5,000 years. It is our mission at Midas Resources to help you preserve your capital. Don't let your personal savings shrink to nothing. For important free information on how you can protect your personal wealth, contact me, Steve Spillum, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Call today while we are still accepting dollars for gold and silver. 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Make a change in your financial security today. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 308.
Have you ever wondered if you could make electric, light, or heat in your home for free? It is now a new day. How about a motor that charges batteries at the same time? What if this also restores useless batteries and saves you lots of money? Come to our Renaissance Charge Conference Workshop on March 7th and 8th in Chicago. Visit r-charge.com. That's r-charge.com for details. Or call 208-304-2954. 208-304-2954.
We've been patiently waiting while you tried to ignore us, waiting while you acted like we didn't exist, waiting for our chance to be taken seriously. The wait is over. GCN is available 24/7 at GCNlive.com. Navigate through news from your favorite hosts and download archives of past shows. Download the app on your smartphone or tablet or visit GCNlive.com for instant access and live streaming. GCNlive.com, the future of talk radio, now at your fingertips.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are GCN.
$236-6010 is our number. We'll get your phone calls here in just a moment. Try to call in early. We'll take your calls here in our at the end of this segment. We'll start to take calls here. I don't want to leave anybody on hold, so give us a shout now. First come, first serve. 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side today and every day. If you're interested in purchasing any longevity products Or if you're interested in joining the Brightside Bend team, call the phone team at 866-735-2470, and they can give you the full scoop for a one-time $10 fee. You can start a longevity business, earn yourself some thank you checks, some significant thank you checks. A lot of folks are making some serious coin by just helping spread the word about the longevity products. You don't really have to sell anything. You just have to tell people about them, and products pretty much sell themselves. Anyway, they can tell you all about it if you call the phone team at 866-735-2470. All right, a few more things I want to say about nitrates and nitrites, and then I'll tell you about a nice strategy you can use to upregulate or bump up the nitrate, how much nitrate value you get from your veggies. Green leafy veggies, spinach, arugula, parsley, beet juice, celery, these are all great sources of nitrates. If you heat your veggies a little bit, you'll upregulate or bump up the nitrate accessibility. As I said before we went to break, even leaving nitrates out in the, or vegetables out in the sun after they're picked can upregulate or bump up the nitrate value of the vegetables. One of the advantages to getting your nitrates and nitrites from plants is the cofactors that are in plants, bioflavonoids, for example, and vitamins, especially vitamin C and other phytonutrients. All of these offer significant protection from the formation of these cancer-causing compounds. The big problem with nitrates and nitrites in foods is when they're added as artificial preservatives. But when they're found, these nitrates and nitrites are found in foods, they're protected. These compounds are protected. They don't get turned into the cancer-causing compounds as readily. That's the beauty of plants. They're the whole package. Veggies are the whole package. They've got the cofactors and the nutrients that protect from the formation of carcinogenic compounds and also improve the nutritional value of everything. It's a synergistic effect. All the nutrients in a plant and vegetables work together. And this is a classic example why whole foods are always preferable to any other food source and even to supplements, theoretically. I know we talk about supplements here on the program every day, and I've been supplementing for many years, and I attribute a lot of my health to the fact that I've been supplementing for so long. I don't get sick. I don't get colds. And I attribute a lot of that to the fact that I supplement every day, and I've been supplementing for many years. But I still hate that I have to supplement. I wish I could get everything that we need from food, everything that I need from food. But you can't do that. That's not going to happen. Whole foods are always preferable to supplements theoretically. Unfortunately, because of soil erosion and mineral depletion and processing, you never really know how much nutritional value you're getting from your plants or from your vegetables or from your fruits. You can always be sure that you're getting your nitrates, however, especially if you're eating conventional produce. That's because one of industrial farming's greatest technological advances, or tricks, if you will, was figuring out how to saturate the soil with nitrogen in the form of fertilizers and basically supercharge the growth of plants. This is what nitrogen fertilizers do. When fertilizers were first developed in high amounts, or they figured out how to make fertilizers in industrial quantities at the beginning of the 20th century, farmers went crazy. Industrial farmers, that is, went crazy putting nitrogen on the soils. And these days, we're paying the price. Yes, it's true that these industrial nitrates, or industrial fertilizers, supercharge the soil, and we got lots of abundant growth of plants, abundant growth of crops, but unfortunately all of this abundance came with a price: nitrate pollution. And as it turns out, it's not just crops, it's not just corn and wheat and soy that benefit from nitrates. Everything does. And when the nitrate fertilizers run off from farms and agricultural facilities that use lots of nitrates, eventually those nitrates hit the water supply, and we got some big problems after that. Once those nitrates hit the water supply and they end up in the ocean, very, very bad things can happen. Nitrates in the trace amounts that you get from plants, that's a good thing. But high concentrations of artificially produced nitrates that end up in the water supply, that is not a good thing. And this is a source of a lot of toxicity. And it's a big problem when it comes to algae. I'll tell you why. You see, it's algae are plants in a way too. They're vegetation in a way as well. Not exactly, but close enough. And nitrates like algae like corn or like wheat or like other crops, they thrive in abundance on nitrates too. And then when the algae get all these nitrates from the agricultural runoff, it ends up in the water supply and ultimately ends up in the ocean. The algae start to grow so prolifically that they can actually create areas of low oxygen. They burn through oxygen via their growth and ultimately end up with dead zones in the ocean, and it's a big, big problem. You know, there's hundreds of dead zones all over the world, and a lot of them are caused by overgrowth of algae that follows nitrate pollution. You know, there's a dead zone that's 24,000 square miles wide. That's the size of West Virginia. There's dead zones in the Gulf of Mexico. There's dead zones in the Pacific Northwest. There's dead zones in the East Coast off the coast of Virginia. And all of these are attributed to nitrate pollution that comes from fertilizers. And this is one of the reasons why we want to be going organic, let alone the health benefits of going organic. Obviously, you're not getting pesticides. That's always a good thing. Let alone the health benefits to us for going organic. What about the health benefits to the environment? Using organic foods, fertilizer-free foods, the more fertilizer-free foods we eat, the less fertilizer is necessary, the less fertilizer will be used, and the better off the environment will be. So to sum up, nitrates in their plant and veggie form, good thing. They're a source of nitrogen, they're a source of nitric oxide, and they can help with circulation, they can help with the brain, they can help with the heart, they can be keys to staying healthy and getting healthy. Veggie juices, veggie soups, and veggie salads. And by the way, you can get nitrates on top of your skin too. You know, if you put spinach with a little bit of heat and a little bit of oil, I'll tell you about oil here in a second, you can actually bump up the nitric oxide level of your skin. Nitric oxide improves circulation. That means more nutrient delivery from your veggies that you put on top of your skin in the form of a mask, a spinach mask or a parsley mask, any kind of vegetable mask. You grind up your vegetables, put a little oil, subject them to a slight amount of heat, and then just put them on your skin. You'll upregulate nitric oxide in your skin. You'll have better circulation, better detoxification, better nutrient delivery. And then, if you put your topical vitamin C on your skin afterwards, or even mix it in with your spinach mask or your parsley mask, you'll get better absorption of your vitamin C, especially if it's a lipophilic or fatty version of vitamin C. And this brings me to a very important point. It's always a good idea to mix your veggies with oil. The oil will bump up the nitrate availability. It will increase or improve how well your body can absorb the nitrates and the nitrites. Yes, oil. I did say oil, and I've been getting all kinds of letters and phone calls and questions about oil. Is oil bad? Is oil good? What's the deal with oil? Personally, in my opinion, there is a lot of valuable nutritional elements that you can get from oil. And when it comes to nitrates, there's an interesting chemical reaction that occurs between nitrates and oil, and the oil can improve the accessibility of the nitrates. I'm going to have more to say about this whole oil controversy, and it is a little bit of a controversy. And personally, in my opinion, there are oils that have a tremendous nutritional value, and you're throwing out the baby with the bathwater if you avoid oils. That's my opinion. I know other people have different opinions. We'll talk about that on our next Bright Side episode. When we come back, we're taking your phone calls. 844-236-6010 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back after this.
Are you hungry for delicious, nutritious, rich, and satisfying home-cooked meals? Discover the Vita Clay 4-in-1 Smart Organic Cooker. Unglazed Zisha clay, an ancient secret that makes this fast multi-cooker so special. Infusing your food with incredible flavors, perfect texture, vitamins, and minerals for your good health. It's a slow cooker, rice cooker, a steamer, plus a yogurt maker. Go to VitaClayChef.com and enter promo code RADIO20 for 20% off at checkout. That's VitaClayChef.com.
Virtually anyone can hack your cell phone and track your calls, your texts, your emails, your every movement, but only if they can detect a signal. Stay one step ahead of hackers and Big Brother with a Block-It Pocket, a custom-made pocket infused with pure silver that creates a complete Faraday enclosure for your cell phone. For free shipping to the lower 48, visit blockitpocket.com or call 888-315-9618. blockitpocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercials, commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise at gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are GCN.
On the bright side, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for joining us. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central. All the shows are archived at benfuchsarchives.com and also brightsideben.com. If you miss a program or if you want to review a program, there's so much information that we put out here every day. It's probably a good idea to review some of the stuff, and I'm always learning new things, so every show there's always new exciting stuff to talk about. Nitrates and nitrates have been our subject here for the last 2 or 3 weeks. We're going to finish it up here, basically finish it up. You know what, I basically did finish it up, but I do want to talk about the whole idea of oil. Oil for nitrates and just oil in general, with all this controversy around whether oils are good, whether oils are bad. We'll talk about oils on our next Bright Side episode. 844-236-6010 is our number. Time to hit the phones. Let's go to Rose in Virginia. What is up, Rose? How you doing? Rose. Do we have Rose? Or no? No Rose. Rose? All right, I'm going to put Rose back on.
You know that I got cut off. What I was trying to share was the Dr. Ben Carson, which I had in higher esteem. I heard him the other day on Fox saying vaccines are not dangerous. So he's not part of my likes anymore. And then Ron Paul, he's a neurosurgeon of all things, retired, but,
I thought he was an eye doctor. I thought he was an eye doctor, no? Wasn't he?
No, neurosurgeon.
He's a neurosurgeon. Rand Paul's a neurosurgeon, okay.
No, this is Ben Carson.
Oh, Ben Carson, yes. Ben Carson is a neurosurgeon. Isn't Rand Paul an eye doctor or ophthalmologist?
Yeah. Well, Rand Paul, I'm not sure what he is, but I know he's an MD. Rand Paul, he said that he opposed, he believes in the freedom of parents to make decisions about vaccines, which is good. But then he made a public decision to have somebody get a vaccine shot in public, and for me that was, I guess he's being political on the second aspect.
Well, you know what? That's a little too political for me. I try to stay away from politics. I'm suspicious of all of them. I don't trust anybody who's running for president or running for any political office, to be perfectly honest. There's so much you have to do to get yourself on a ballot and to start to run. There's so many compromises you have to make and promises you got to make to people, and it's a dirty business, and I don't even like thinking about it or talking about it. So
but the reason I share is because it's good to know what goes on so we can pray and be aware of our surroundings. And I always relate it to the Word of God, to be aware and, to have our eyes open and know what we're fighting against.
That's the best way to be. That's the best way to be. Keep your eyes open, but don't get attached to any of the results. Rose, I got to move on. Do you want to say anything else?
May I mention something?
Sure.
We went to this restaurant in New York, and these halal restaurants, they have fresh meat and without toxics. Another thing I wanted to mention is, there's just a few. Sage is good for memory. I hear Dr. Daniels. He's in Republic. He's very good. If the audience was to hear what she said on Sundays.
Kayla Daniels? You're talking about Kayla Daniels?
No, I don't know her first name. Is Dr. Daniels. She's an MD, and she comes on Republic Broadcasting on Sundays. I hear Dr. What's his name? Dr. Parker Pathway. He's very good. He comes there too. And then above all things too, is your show. I always, in high esteem. I wanted just to share this. What I wanted you to mention whenever you can about polio vaccines.
Okay.
And I wanted to share this. There was a lady the other day. She gave me a testimony how a mother's touch can make a difference. She said that she had a stroke. Her mother, who's 92 years old, I guess a few years ago, her daughter had a stroke. She came and took care of her daughter, and the daughter, with her care and faith, she was able to recover her speech and, and the memory. So that's something so beautiful.
That is beautiful, and that shows you the power of things like love, the power of things like touch and attention. And thank you for sharing, Rose. Appreciate it. I got to move on. God bless you. Appreciate it. All right, let's go on to Kathy in Missouri. What's up, Kathy? Welcome to the bright side.
Hi.
Hi, Kathy.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you this morning, Kathy? How can we help you?
I need to figure out what I need to do on, they found I am a cancer survivor.
Okay, congratulations.
Of breast cancer, and I'm going on 9 years.
Nice.
But I recently had some issues with my side, and we did some contrast.
With your thigh? What did you say, your thigh?
My side.
Oh, your side. Okay.
On my side. And they thought it was a gallbladder, but when we did a CT with the contrast, they found some lesions on my spleen, 3 of them, and 1 on my liver, and they were all benign. We do also the longevity beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Osteo Plus.
All right, let me give you some help, Kathy. Let me give you some help, okay? Because believe it or not, what's happening to your body is pretty generic. It happens to all our bodies when our bodies are in distress. This is so important. Now, if you've listened to this program, I'm going to say this. I'll probably tell you the same thing I tell everybody else, because our bodies break down generically. To us, when we have a health challenge or a health crisis, it seems personal, it seems unique, but in terms of how the body breaks down, it's generic. The body breaks down the same way. So once you start to have lesions that are appearing all over the body, what it really means is cells are going crazy. Spleen cells or gallbladder cells or wherever there is in your body, it's the cells that are going crazy. And cells go crazy only for one reason. And by the way, cancer is the same thing. A cancer cell, cancer is not cancer, it's a cancer cell. And cells turn cancerous when they're stressed. Just like any other system, any other living system, when it's stressed beyond its capabilities of absorbing or utilizing that excess energy that's represented by the stress, it goes nuts. So once you start to have growths and lesions and cancers, what you're really looking at is a cell system or a group of cells that are distressed. They're freaked out, just like a baby is freaked out. Your cells are crying just like a baby would be crying if it was freaked out. Why do cells get freaked out? That's the only question we got to ask. Number one, lack of nutrition. Number two, lack of oxygen. And number three, accumulation of poisons. This is the only reason we get sick, Kathy, and everybody who's listening to this program right now. These are the only reasons chronic degenerative disease shows up. Not because of the organ or the tissue, not because of the gallbladder or the spleen. You go to the doctor, they'll take your organ out because they look at the organ or the tissue system. I'm telling you to look at the cell. It's the cells that are whacked out. When we have a chronic degenerative disease of the bone, it's the bone cell. Of the liver, it's the liver cell. If we got psoriasis, it's the skin cell. If we have heart disease, it's the heart cell. If we have any health challenge, we have a cellular health challenge. Why is this important? Because doctors can't help you at the level of a cell. They can only yank out a tissue or an organ or drug a tissue or an organ or irradiate it or do some kind of damage to it so they don't have to look at it anymore. At the cell level, the only thing that causes disease is starvation, suffocation, and toxification. The only thing that reverses it, Kathy, is feeding the cell, oxygenating the cell, and detoxifying the cell. How do you do it practically speaking? Number one, you focus on a good nutritional supplement program to make sure you're giving your body and the cells the 90 essential nutrients. That's where the Healthy Start Pack comes in, and all nutritional supplements really. And also good food. Secondly, oxygen. Make sure you're deep breathing slowly and throughout the day. 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night, and also throughout the day. And then thirdly, you got to make sure you cut off the stream of toxicity that enters into the blood through the digestive system, and that means focusing on problem foods and eliminating those, and then patching up the gut. Hang on, Kathy, I'll tell you what I mean about patching up the gut when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben, you're listening to The Bright Side.
As a parent, one of my greatest concerns is for the safety and well-being of my family. But no matter how concerned I am, it doesn't take the place of taking action and preparing for the unknown. I plan by having a GoFood savings account where I allocate a little money each month to have health store quality food delivered to my door at budget store prices. Although GoFoods are storable for 25 years, they are family mealtime favorites even today. My family asking to eat the food that we are storing lets me know that when we only have the food we stored to live on, that we won't have the added stress of eating unfamiliar or undesirable food. Buying GoFoods is investing in the future of my family. Convenient packages allow me to buy according to my budget, and I get free shipping on my monthly orders. To set up your GoFood savings account, call 800-648-9753 or on the web at www.storefoodnow.com. That's 800-648-9753.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
Hi, this is Larry Smith. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. When the cleaners ruined some special clothing, all they could do was show us a sign that said they weren't responsible. But when they got the letter from one of our Legal Shield attorneys, he promptly gave us a check for $1,152. Worry less and live more with lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com, or call 855-340-SAVE. That's 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
Genesis is defined as an origin, creation, or the beginning. Genesis Communications Network began with the mission of providing you with the kind of compelling content you're listening to now. And at GCNlive.com, you'll find a free archive of our nation's history, narrated by GCN hosts, explored, shared, and passed down to future generations. GCN is the future of talk radio, but we should always strive to learn from our past. Together, we are GCNlive.com. GCN.
The Freeze Dry Guy presents freeze-dried turkey, freeze-dried ham, and the no-bake casserole unit February sale. Listen, if you trust the Freeze Dry Guy, as thousands have for their emergency food supply since 1970, don't wait to hear how great this deal is, because it's unlimited supply. Call 866-404-3663 and ask for our new turkey and ham unit. Normal retail price $359.94. Sale price $251.94. You save $108. And it's chock full of high-quality, great-tasting freeze-dried diced turkey and ham from Mountain House, the gold standard in long-term storage products. Or get the Freeze Dry Guy's no-bake casserole unit. 153 servings per case at normal retail price of $215.94. Sale price $172.75. You save $43.19. But supplies are limited, and we always pay shipping right to your door within the lower 48 states. Call 866-404-3663 and make FreezeDryGuy.com a favorite and check for monthly specials. Don't miss the Freeze Dry Guy's February sale. Call 866-404-3663 or visit FreezeDryGuy.com.
Great minds think alike. The network for the independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
Okay, we are back on the bright side. Kathy in Missouri. You there, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, number one, focus on making sure you're getting your all your Mighty 90 essential nutrients. You're already doing that, it sounds like. You may want to throw in a little extra vitamin C, which is very important for keeping cells growing correctly and for fighting cancer, preventing cancer. And that would be the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. You're good there. Make sure you're practicing deep breathing, slow deep breathing, activating the healing nervous system, the parasympathetic relaxation nervous system. Sit on the couch in the morning, spend 2 or 3 minutes deep breathing, do it before you go to bed at night, and then all through the day as you remember to do it. Slowly in through the nose, slowly out through the nose. And slowly is the operative word there. And then the detoxification element is very important. If you have a history of cancer, chances are you're either there's either toxins getting into your system, or you're having a problem detoxifying. And if you have a spleen issue, you very likely could have a liver issue as well. So you want to focus on detoxification. Number one, that means if you have any food problems or food allergens, food intolerances, if you notice that there's foods that cause you digestive distress, dairy, grains, eggs, peanuts, there's lots of foods that could do it. Those are foods that need to be eliminated. At your point, where you're at in terms of your health, you have to have zero tolerance for any of these foods. And then also patching up the gut. There's lots of ways to do that. I love glutamine powder. That's one of my favorite ways to patch up the digestive system. Bone soup, any cartilage-containing products will do it. The fucoidan Z and the Z-radical will do it as well. So make sure you're sipping on bone soup all day long. Make sure you're using your Z-radical as well. And then perhaps the most important element of the detox system, as well as the digestive system, is probiotics. If you're not using the Biolumin Nightly Essence, you should be. And then also you should be using fermented foods liberally. In fact, that should be the bulk of your diet. Between bone soup and fermented foods and also perhaps vegetable juices, that should form the bulk of your caloric intake. Let's see what I was going to tell you here. Biolumin Nightly Essence Fermented Foods. I was going to tell you to get the book, The Art of Fermentation. It's got lots of great recipes in there, and it's real easy to understand. It'll give you a good basic primer on how to use fermented foods to improve your health. So lots of things you could do there, Kathy. If you're not doing those, I highly recommend that you start right away. Deep breathing, in addition to your supplement program, and then all the detox strategies, focusing on digestive health, digestive system detoxification. If you want to do one more thing, get yourself some N-acetylcysteine, NAC. And you have to buy that at the health food store and take 200 or 300 milligrams of it a day. And it probably wouldn't hurt you to use something like bentonite clay or zeolite, both of which you can add to water, drink it once or twice a day, and it'll help suck up or absorb excess toxicity. And it sounds like that might be an issue for you. Thanks so much for your call, Kathy. I got a bunch of calls here that I want to get to, so I'm going to let you go. God bless you, and good luck with everything. All right, let's Bill in Alabama. Welcome to the Bright Side. What's up, buddy?
Good morning, Brightside Ben.
Good morning, Bill. What's cooking?
Well, a lady called me 2 or 3 nights ago. She has diabetes, and I have heard Dr. Wallach say over and over again that it's a simple nutritional deficiency. Yes.
Well, it's not only a nutritional deficiency, although that is involved. It's a simple issue, though. It's a food issue.
Good.
It's so easy. Yeah, it's so easy. You know, Doc freaks people out when he says, "Oh, you can reverse it, you can cure it," and he's right because
this lady.
Yes. Okay. Here's what you got to do. Diabetes, number one, is an eating disease. All right? I don't know how much clearer I can be. It's an eating disease. That means if you're eating and nobody's forcing you to eat, that means you got control over it. So change the way you eat first and foremost. And that means zero tolerance, as best as you can do zero tolerance, for anything that spikes your blood sugar. You got to resensitize your body's ability to handle sugar, and that means laying off of anything that activates your sugar processing chemistry for a day or 2 or 3, and then slowly reintroducing these kinds of foods in very tiny amounts. And that means a couple of bites of bread or a half a banana or a quarter banana kind of thing. So you fast for a day or 2, and then you reintroduce foods, and you start to you make sure you're using very, very small quantities of processed sugars, zero tolerance ideally on processed sugars, and very small quantities of sugars, natural sugars that are found in fruits and vegetables. That's step number 1. Certainly breads and pastas and rice and potatoes and desserts, you should really not be doing any of those things if you have diabetes. The second thing you want to do is start to use nutrients that help the body process sugar, and there's lots of them, lots and lots of them. Interestingly, the nutrients that help the body process sugar are water-soluble, many of them. And that means when you go to the bathroom, we lose those nutrients. You lose your B complex, very important for processing sugar, especially B1. And B3, thiamine and niacin. So make sure you're on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. If you're drinking lots of water, make sure you're including some Beyond Tangy Tangerine in that water. If you've gone to the bathroom in the middle of the night a couple of times, make sure you're doing some Beyond Tangy Tangerine first thing in the morning. Most diabetics will notice that their blood sugar is higher in the morning. And one of the reasons is because they haven't replaced their nutrients that they've lost during the night. Secondly, in addition to the B complex, you want to make sure that you're using magnesium, very important for helping the body process sugar, as is selenium. So the Beyond OsteoFX, and then also selenium, maybe 400 micrograms a day. Zinc and vitamin A are also very important for helping the body process sugar. Make sure you're using 50 milligrams of zinc picolinate a day, and then 20,000 IU of vitamin A a day. And then make sure you're using more fiber and more protein. If you have a problem weaning yourself off of sugar, increase your protein content. The more protein you eat, the less you're going to want sugary foods. And then also increase the amount of fiber that you eat. Again, the more fibery foods you eat, the more filled you'll be and the less hungry you'll be. So between protein and fiber and also coconut oil, which I love, you can help wean that will help wean you away from sugary and also fatty foods as well once you start getting enough coconut oil in your diet. By the way, coconut oil is a good source of vitamin E, and vitamin E is also important for helping the body process sugar. If you want, you can take a little extra vitamin E, 400 IU of vitamin E. Nobody has to have diabetes, yet 100 million Americans do, or at least pre-diabetes or diabetes. This is so tragic. It's a leading cause of death when you factor in the heart disease that's associated with blood sugar problems, and you factor in the cancer that's caused by blood sugar problems. In my opinion, blood sugar issues, so-called dysglycemia, messed up blood sugar, is the #1 health crisis that we confront. It's tragic because it's voluntary. Wean yourself off of foods that spike the blood sugar by using more protein, more coconut oil. Resensitize your body to sugar by fasting for a couple of days, and then get on all the micronutrients. I forgot the chromium and vanadium in the sweeties as well. Use the Healthy Start Pack. And then throw in the sweeties. And it wouldn't hurt to have your friend throw in the Biolumin Nightly Essence. The digestive system is very important for helping the body process energy, and diabetes is in many ways an energy processing problem. So Biolumin Nightly Essence will help you as well. There's so many things you could do, Bill. The ultimate tragedy is that nobody has to have blood dysglycemia or diabetes or pre-diabetes. And the beautiful thing here, Bill, is without drugs, if your friend follows this protocol, without any drugs, without any doctoring, not only will her blood sugar drop, but her weight will drop too, and her blood pressure will drop too, and her longevity will increase. And if she has any inflammatory diseases, those will be reduced as well. Thanks so much for your call, Bill. I want to move on because I got tons of calls here. Let's go to Stacy in Florida. What's up, Stacy? Welcome to the Bright Side.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
Hey, is this Stacy?
Yes, Stacy.
How's it going, man? How can I help you?
Going good. I had a question. I heard you talking about glutamine powder.
Yes.
For digestion a little bit ago, and I have issues with digestion. 2003, I was diagnosed with colitis.
Okay.
And I've been dealing with, I tried the drugs and the steroids, and that didn't work out. So I went the natural way. And
okay. What'd you do?
Well, I completely changed my diet. I mean, not overnight, but little by little, I learned to eat.
Did you notice that you got better?
Oh, absolutely. It was life.
Isn't that amazing, Stacy? So you got better by changing your diet. You healed faster and more completely by changing your diet than you did on the prednisone and what the doctor gave you?
Absolutely.
Now, isn't that, do you see how powerful that is, Stacy? Don't run. I want everybody to hear that. You see how powerful that is? You could have gone to the doctor every day for the rest of your life, and he couldn't have helped you anywhere near as much as what you did simply by in the comfort of your living room or in your kitchen by simply changing your diet. Isn't that amazing? What the heck do we need these boneheaded medical professionals for in the first place? Tell them to go get a real job. This is so, as a healthcare professional, I can't tell you how ticked off I get by the idiot model that tells you got to be on prednisone or you got to have organs removed when Stacy's not a medical professional, can heal himself in the comfort of his own kitchen. Thank you, Stacy. That's all the time we have for today. I apologize. If you have any questions, call back on our next program. I'll take you first up. And I apologize if I left anybody on hold. Try to get to as many calls as I can, but that's just how it goes on the Bright Side. Call back on our next episode. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening to the Bright Side, friends. Check out my website, brightsideben.com, or my blog, pharmacistben.com. And check out the longevity products on both those sites, or call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, and they can tell you how to join the Bright Side Ben team. Love to have you on my team. Thanks for listening, friends. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Have yourselves a spectacular, wonderful day. We'll talk to you all later. Bye for now.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610.